Assalamu alaikum, fam. Hope you're doing well. So, we're continuing our reading of Tirmidhi. It's been highly educational. We're in volume 1, okay? And we're in the chapters on purification. Let's begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Go ahead and listen to this reading, recitation while you arrange your flowers, water your garden, paint, draw, play video games, whichever you like. Okay. Chapter 98, what has been related about the junub and the menstruating persons, that they do not recite the Quran. Ibn Umar narrated that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the menstruating woman does not recite, nor the junub, anything from the Quran. He said, there is narration on this topic from Ali, Daif. Abu Isa said, we do not know of the hadith of Ibn Umar, except from the narration of Ishmael bin Ayyash, from Musa bin Uqba, from Nafi, from Ibn Umar, from the Prophet, peace be upon him, that he said, the menstruating woman does not recite, nor the junub. This is the saying of most of the people of knowledge among the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, the Tabi'in, and those after them, like Sufyan al-Thawri, Ibn al-Mubarak, I like that name, Ash-Shafi, Ahmad, and Ishaq. They say that the menstruating and the junub do not recite anything from the Quran, except for the first part of a verse, or a word, or the like. They permit tasbih and tahlil for the junub and the menstruating persons. And so, tasbih is statements glorifying Allah, tahlil, declaring that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah. He said, I heard Muhammad bin Ishmael saying, Ishmael bin Ayyash reported the objectionable ahadith from the people of Al-Hijaz and the people of Al-Iraq. It is as if he graded him weak in the case of those narrations which he alone narrated from them. And he said, Ishmael bin Ayyash only narrated from the people of Ash-Sham. Ahmad bin Hanbal said, Ishmael bin Ayyash is better than Baqiya, and there are some ahadith that Baqiya narrated from trustworthy narrators that are objectionable. Abu Isa said, Ahmad bin al-Hasan narrated that to me. He said, I heard Ahmad bin Hanbal saying that. Comments. It is the consensus that the words of Allah's remembrance, glory and tawheed, etc. are allowed for menstruating women. For menstruating woman, he should put women. Women. And for a sexually impure person. So remember that the junub, sexually impure person. But as for the recitation of the Quran, the opinions are different. Menstruating women and a sexually impure person are not allowed to recite Quran. According to the three Aimama, according to the companions, peace be upon them, and the successors. Makes sense because it's like, one lady tried to tell me, oh, you can use gloves. And it's like, come on, you're not focused, you're not pure, and you're quite miserable. It's a mercy from Allah, you know. Chapter 99, what has been related about fondling menstruating woman. Aisha narrated that, when I would menstruate, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, ordered me to wear a waist wrap, then he would fondle me. Sahih. He said, there are narrations on this topic from Salama and Maymuna. Abu Isa said, the hadith of Aisha is a Hasan Sahih hadith. This, i.e., permissibility of fondling a menstruating woman, is the saying of more than one of the people of knowledge among the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and the Tabi'in, and it is the view of Ash-Shafi, Ahmad, and Ishaq. Comments. There can be three forms of sexual relationship. 1. Sexual intercourse. It is prohibited according to consensus during menstruation. 2. Touching each other's body except between the navel and knees. It is permissible in accordance with consensus. 3. Other than the sexual intercourse, there are different views regarding the permissibility and impermissibility of body contact under the cloth around the waist. The truth is, if there is no risk of indulging in intercourse, it is allowed. But if there is risk, which is most likely, then it is not allowed. Educational, look at that. Chapter 100, what has been related about eating with a menstruating woman and leftovers. Abdullah bin Sa'd narrated, I asked the Prophet, peace be upon him, about eating with a menstruating woman. He said, eat with her, Sahih. He said, there are narrations on this topic from Aisha and Anas. Abu Isa said, the hadith of Abdullah bin Sa'd is a Hasan Gharib hadith. And this is the saying of the people of knowledge in general. They did not see any harm in eating with a menstruating woman. They differ over what is left over from her wudu. Some of them permitted it, and some of them disliked using the leftover of water she used for purification. Comments. The people of knowledge were agreed that eating and drinking with the menstruating woman is allowed, and in the light of the evidences, the water left over after her purification is also pure. Chapter 101. What has been related about the menstruating woman getting something from the masjid. Aisha narrated, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said to me, bring me the kumra from the masjid. She said, I said, I am menstruating. He said, indeed, your menstruation is not in your hand. Okay, so a type of prayer mat. Okay, so a kumra is a type of prayer mat. He said, there are narrations on this topic from Ibn Umar and Abu Huraira. Abu Isa said, the hadith of Aisha is a Hasan Sahih hadith. This is the saying of the people of knowledge in general. We do not know of any difference between them in that there is no harm in a menstruating woman getting something from the masjid. Comments. The impurity of a menstruating woman is ritual owing to which her whole body is not impure. On the basis of her being ritually impure, she is allowed to pick up something from the mosque, and this is agreed upon. Oh, mashallah, there you go. So like if you're doing a kids activity, you gotta go in and you can get something like for the potluck or something. You're pretty okay. Chapter 102. What has been related about dislike for engaging in sexual intercourse with a menstruating woman. Abu Huraira narrated that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever engages in sexual intercourse with a menstruating woman or a woman in her anus consults a soothsayer, then he has disbelieved in what was revealed to Muhammad, peace be upon him. Hassan. Abu Isa said, we do not know of this hadith except as a narration of Hakim al-Athram from Abu Tamima al-Hujaymi from Abu Huraira. According to the people of knowledge, this is only meant to indicate the severity of it. That is the attribution of disbelief. Oh, wow. It has been reported that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever engages in sexual intercourse with a menstruating woman, then let him give a dinar in charity. Oh, interesting. So if entering into the menstruating woman was absolute disbelief, he would not have ordered an expiation for it. Muhammad graded this hadith weak due to its chain, and Abu Tamima's name is Tarif bin Mujalid. Comments. Sexual intercourse with woman from the front or back during menses is not allowed. It is agreed. Similarity is prohibited to go to a fortune teller who claims to have the knowledge of the universe. Despite the prohibition of these three, to regard them lawful is disbelief. To practice them while believing them unlawful is not real disbelief, but it is a major sin. Alright, mashallah, we learned quite a lot, fam.